Yo. It's the Good Life Podcast, the Kickback. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Good Life Russ.
It's your boy Good Life Twan. Welcome to our show. We got a special guest for y'all today.
Man, and we
Weez.
super
Hey y'all.
excited. Tell them who you are, big dog.
I'm Weez. Weezy. A lot of different names. A lot of people big sis. But I be here.
I like that energy. So, y'all know how we do, especially when it's a guest. We like to emphasize the guest. We like to emphasize Black excellence. We like to emphasize mental health. But more importantly, conversation. All of us coming together, having diverse conversations, and nobody feeling left out of those conversations. You did. So we're gonna talk about a lot today.
A lot.
A lot. But first off, let the people know a little bit about you. Where you from? Some inspirations. Some things people should know.
I am originally from England.
Oh,
I've been in Columbus since high school. I went to Walnut Ridge. Uh Shout out to the Scotties.
okay.
Um I'm an old person though. I graduated back in 97, so I've been here a while.
Mm.
Um, as soon as I graduated, I was lucky enough to run into a couple of members of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Mm.
So I ended up singing on a couple of Busy Bone albums and becoming, a part of that gang, the Seven Sign Gang from back in the day. And
Okay.
still, still my family, still my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had enough experience with all that, let's say that, to to know to start collecting all of my own equipment and really start asking questions, really start being like, what do this button do? Hey
Mm-hmm.
friend, how are you? What does that do? And was able to finally be an independent artist.
I sure.
So I have a couple albums out. Because of that, I'm able to. I do a lot of shit, y'all. It's gonna be a long bio intro. um, because of that, I was able to join a group called Affirmative Distraction. We're the first all black improv comedy team in Columbus, Ohio. We've been doing sellout shows everywhere for about 6 years now. We're
Nice.
working on our 6th year. Um, I am now the next chapter, the curator for Columbus So Far Sounds. So I am looking for all creatives. The website says musicians, but all creatives, so artists, poets. You tell me what you could do. Let's make it a show. Um, and get some help out here because I know what it feels like to be back in the 90s and be 18 years old, 19 years old, and being like, what do I do? How do I get a show? Where do I even start? So
Mm-hmm.
I want to help those people. I have that experience independent and in the industry, and I want to share the knowledge.
I love that.
So
That
that's where
was
I'm
a
at.
deep bio.
That's where I'm at.
So shit, we're gonna get right into the nitty gritty then.
Yeah.
So how has it been for you balancing life and all those those wonderful things you just named?
They all came in chapters, so it's not like everything every day. Um, I will say as I got older and ran into more grown up ass problems, of course, I had to figure out how to navigate that and my mental health and everything else without going crazy because I like to threaten and stab people, not stab them literally, but I will threaten to stab you.
Oh Lord, help me, help me, help me.
Right.
So
Had to clean
yeah,
that up. All right.
yeah. I threaten to do a lot of stuff I have no record. um but just making sure I take care of myself as much as I want to take care of other people. So um the mental health side of my journey is I am also a diagnosed ADHD kid. I've been that way since I was in third grade. I was a Ritalin baby. I grew up being like, hey, fuck y'all drugs. I'm not doing that. Y'all the crazy ones. And
Hmm.
then when I got probably about 2 years ago, I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't want to stab everybody, right? Like, that's not normal. So now I'm a Adderall adult, and and it's much better. And I really do encourage everybody to go talk to somebody. Like when you off, when shit ain't right, when
Hmm.
stuff that is normal to you is not as easy, or stuff that comes easy to you is like difficult. All of a sudden, when something's off. Go talk to somebody because that's
Hmm.
what it's here for.
Yeah, and a lot of people are living in that gray area that you're defining now. It's a lot easier to go to what you know versus lean into something new,
Yeah,
even if that familiar thing isn't working for you.
yeah. And a lot of stuff is trendy now. So a lot of people are following TikTok advice when they need to go, get some advice from the people with the education and the the ability to write you a prescription, because sometimes it's needed. And that don't mean it's like needed for the rest of your life. They tried to
Right.
tell me I was gonna need it for the rest of my life, but now I'd be like, I'm like, there's no reason for me to be on Adderall when I'm playing with kids. Like, what
Hmm.
do I, what I mean? There's no reason for me to be on Adderall when I'm running around the house cleaning my house. That
Hmm.
this just stupid. And be drugged up by myself, like zip, zip, zip. Like, that's just dumb. So, you don't, yourself, get the prescription, but follow your own mental health. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
I love that message because that's really the journey, and
Yeah.
I love that you said you went through it in parts because the journey is vast. We're not going to
Yeah.
see everything at once. We're not going to learn everything at once. We're
Yeah.
not going to experience everything we set out to experience. So
Not
that
at
gives
all.
us a lot of time to appreciate what we have and what we've done.
And you got to get out your own way. Sometimes you're not going to get to that next level until you get out your own way and go get that help. Like, there's something there that's blocking you. You got to figure that out.
Self
That's real.
restraint is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
It's one of the biggest responsibilities that's going to come with this healing journey. A lot of people think healing is just making the nightmares go away and you're not going to be in pain no more. But healing is learning to accept and understand the pain. It's learning to
Uh-huh.
accept and understand the rejection.
It
It's
is.
showing you a different side than the hurt.
It is. It's life. Like, we going to have the good, we going to have the bad, right? You just got to recognize when it's coming, recognize how you're going to respond to it. And, don't be a dumbass, because jail's not fun. Like, nobody
Yeah.
likes bologna sandwiches.
Nah,
Um,
no.
so
Yeah,
you
that's
can,
real. And I
you,
think a lot of people would be shocked to find out the people who've been to jail. And you see the life changes and like they're not going back. They've
hmm
created a completely different life to stay out of the way of those things.
yeah, they learn something. They figure
Yeah.
something out. You just got to pay attention. I feel like there's nothing in life we've ever gone through that you couldn't get through, right? Like, it
Hmm.
felt fucked up in the moment. You felt like you was in the eye of the storm, but you got through it.
Yeah.
You made it.
It's true.
That's real.
So whatever the next thing is that you feel like you can't get through, you're gonna get through it. Just keep going.
So I got a sidebar question I'm curious about.
Okay.
If it wasn't music, if it wasn't comedy, what would you be doing? What would be your career?
I think just where I'm at now in this chapter, helping other people
Hmm.
in some form or fashion. In my 9 to 5 life, well, before this last year, I've been working for myself for last year. My God, that's a whole other.
Yeah.
But before this last year, I was in foster care and social work. Like, I was in licensing foster parents. So you get to see a lot of different traumas and stuff that will change people's life just off one dumb decision that,
Hmm.
and you went left instead of going right, and it will crash your whole life out. Um,
Hmm.
so I think helping people in some form or fashion, maybe it would be that way. Now, since I've been doing music professionally since I was 18 with the bone stuff, I'm 45 now. So I just want to help. Um, people in this chapter, you know. I don't think you need to be a I'm gonna go get signed. I'm gonna send out demo tapes. Like this ain't even that era no more. You can do it independently. I can show you how.
Hmm. Man, we was talking about this before. I almost like the era we grew up in. I love burning CDs.
I do too.
I love being on the corner freestyling. That was a different time.
Every album I got, I got 100 CDs from Ty Wheels, regardless. Like some of my old 40-year-old friends was like, I got CDs in my car. I need a C. So I get 100 pack of CDs for the three people that want that want CDs, but they cool to keep in my studio,
Yeah,
all of my
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So
facts, man. That's a dent in history.
yeah,
And it seems like, especially as you get older, it just starts to seem like things is moving so much faster. And for me, things have slowed down. Like I stopped being in a rush to be a millionaire and
yeah.
win awards and you dig sell out shows. Like now I re-love making the art again.
That's how you know you're growing up. When you realize life is actually really fucking slow if you're lucky. If
Yeah.
you're lucky, it's really boring and really slow, and you get to be here for a long time. But you only get
Hmm.
one of them, so like, make good decisions and shit.
Be progressive.
Yeah,
So I'm
make
gonna ask both of
learn
y'all
shit.
because we are in similar fields as far as helping people and working with the people who society deem unhelpable.
Mm,
Right.
Tell the people what that's like on your own mental health and your own peace.
mm,
Because I tell people all the time, I had to learn how to be a therapist. I had to learn how to let shit go before I left the office. Because you
yes,
don't know what you're gonna hear. Like you have no idea what this person's about to say and how it's gonna affect you.
yeah.
So
I
shed
have a
some light
horror
on that.
story. I have a horror story that kind of always makes people be like, "Oh no." Before foster care, I was at children's services.
Oh man.
So, that was the taking the kids that were being abused. Foster
Yeah.
care was giving the kids to people who wanted them. Like I thought that was a better move, but it wasn't. That's another thing too. Anyway, I was at children's services, and I'm like filling in for whoever's at the lady at the front desk. So, I'm checking in kids, and a little girl that doesn't speak, she's like 4 years old, comes in, um, and just is like pointing at where she knows I keep the coloring pages and the crayons and stuff. She's pointing at 'em. I'm like, you want to color? Let's color. And I pull it down and I sit there and color with her or whatever. And she's like, it doesn't hurt when daddy puts his knife in my butt, but it hurts when uncle does. And when you're in those situations, as first of all, as a black woman, you want to be like, the fuck you say? But
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
um,
Facts.
as a mama, you want to be like, "What?" But in social work, they tell you to like you have to not react because you want the kid to keep talking.
Hmm.
As much as I was sitting there like steaming hot because the reason I'm checking her in is for a visit with the people she's telling me about. So they're probably
Uh
5 seconds from walking in the door, and I gotta be like, "Hello, sir, the dad. What's your
yeah.
name?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "So a knife? Like, what's a knife look like?" And I pull out like a little plastic lunch knife. Like, this is a knife, right? She's like, "No, it's not a knife." And I'm like, "Well, what's a knife, baby?" And she says, "Like the snake the dad has." And I'm like, "The snake that dad has? Like, where does dad keep a snake?" Like, "Oh, in his sweats."
Nasty work.
And
So
I'm like, so what's happening here is the abuser is teaching her a penis is a knife, so she doesn't
Hmm.
walk around saying dick or penis or whatever is getting stuck in her, and
Hmm.
people that ain't paying attention will be like, "What kid? Like, shut up."
Yeah. Try to
nah,
But
write
for
it
she's
off
sure.
this is
type.
a kid that we know doesn't speak, and she just chose to speak to me that day, and I had to really like swallow that
Hmm.
and still check this man in and tell the sheriff that was sitting next to me what this kid just said so we can make a case on it. And then the
Hmm.
sheriff just has to watch this visit happen anyway. Nigga,
That's crazy.
That was my
Yeah,
last. That I put in my 2 weeks. I couldn't
yeah.
do that.
That shit would
But
have broke
then,
my heart.
but
Boy,
then
I got
but then
started.
I think moving to foster care, I thought it was going to be better because these are the parents that want the kids,
Hmm.
and we do like a chili cook off or something. The little baby keeps coming, getting bowls of chili over and over and over again, and I'm talking about like 5, 6 bowls of chili, and I'm
Hmm.
like, you want me to send you some home, baby? Like, what's going on? She's like, oh no, I just don't know when I'm going to eat again, so I'm gonna eat a lot right now.
Man.
Like what? Guys, guys. Like nobody
Yeah.
else heard that but me.
Yeah,
Um, it's the babies that touch me the most. Those stories really, like those will make you think
Yeah.
about what you're doing, and ugh.
That's how it
Um,
is across the board. Like for me, I got out of coaching because of the parents. Like I love the kids. Love the
yeah,
kids. But these new parents is different.
that I'd have them come up to the desk like, "Oh, you're Wheezy. I know you." Like, you shouldn't be telling people that you know me and you come into children's services, baby.
Right. This ain't the
This is not
flex
the
you think
flex
it
you
is.
think it is.
yeah.
Facts.
Just don't do that. No, you don't know me. My name is Louise. Stop it.
Call me Louis.
Like, don't do that. I think that, those type of things they'll really make me be like, can I just do something else? Because
Yeah.
I was unmedicated at that time too. So
Alright. I got you.
it's
Alright.
like, oh, I'm gonna sit on my hands. Jesus.
In the hurricane.
I want to
That's
cuss
right.
all these people out right now. You sure we gotta do this visit? Are you sure, sure?
Hey, I can't even imagine that still having to sit there and allow the visit to go on.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Very rough. Because they got to go through we heard what the baby said. We don't like not believe her, but they got to go through all of their investigations and stuff and do
Yeah.
it the
The
right way.
procedures.
Get custody of the baby again and take her back. Like, oh my God, I don't even. So yeah, I don't do that anymore, but I still keep those skills. I find
Mhm.
myself like I'll be in arguments with my dude and I'll find my social work skills like just poker face, like, well, what else?
Devious. We sending you some support out there, homie.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Good luck.
We got you, my brother.
Sending you a pocket knife
Right.
and some snacks.
My machetes are bigger than his pocket knife.
We
At
don't
least
just
gonna
be
send you
talking
love
about.
then. We ain't in it. We ain't trying to get too close. At
We don't
least
want
gonna
to talk
send you
about
love.
swords or knives after your story.
He's safe. I
Yeah,
like him.
Keep hope alive, brother.
yeah, yeah.
Blink a
He's a
few
good
times if you need
guy.
us to get you out of there. Just let us know. We ain't gotta speak. Don't let her know we
He's
on tour.
all right.
I can only
He's
imagine.
safe.
I can only imagine. I hear how you speak and how you speak with passion. I think that's something that's a lost art these days too. A lot of people have lost that fire. A lot of things feel watered down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How do
That's a high
you
compliment for me. Thank you.
keep the enthusiasm? Is this who you've
Um,
always been, or is this a switch?
yeah, it's definitely who I've always been. I blame it on being European, I guess, and a little Irish, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear English people are rude, so here I am.
So you mean England, England, England?
Yes, yes, yes. Like from over the ponds, yes. Yeah. I grew up in Germany. I was an army kid, so I've been everywhere.
Ah, okay, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I just said got stuck here. And now my kids are well, my grown-up kids are here.
Yeah.
So one of
So
them.
which do you prefer, being on the move or being settled in somewhere?
I think security is my love language. So wherever I feel like I am at home is a big deal for me. Right now I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also 45, and I definitely told the guy that you guys are asking to blink twice. Like, if this don't work, you're gonna have to come beg for me back overseas.
You gonna need a
Cause
passport.
you gonna need a passport to get me back. I'm gonna find one of them countries that be like, hey, come live here and we pay you $190,000 to live on this island. I'm be over there
Yeah.
with my feet up, like, hey, I'm not doing this no more. I'm too old. This is stupid.
I'm out of
That's
here.
how I be feeling. I'm not a work the rest of my life type of person. Like I want to
Mm,
enjoy retirement.
yeah, no. Mm-mm.
That's
That's why
funny
he's alive
too.
right now, because he gives me that security, like
Hmm.
that I'm able to do so far, and I'm able to only do music and comedy and book shows for other people. And he has a delivery business. I work for his delivery business when I want to. Like, I literally went from 50 hours a week in social work where I'm ready to pull my hair out and kill everybody's parents and eat face skin, to like, sorry, I shocked him,
It's all good. Let it out.
to like being able to go to work when I want to. And if I need to go meet a venue to get a show booked, I can go do that. And if I want to go deliver some groceries to some old people, I can do that for his business. Or what I mean, like, I'm chilling, and that's the security he gives me. So he ain't got to blink twice. He good.
She about to text that right now. You better not blink ever.
Nah,
Listen, keep them eyes open.
That's funny.
my nigga, that motherfucker had a seizure blinking like, boy, listen.
He's safe, I swear. I love him.
I love that though. That's how it should be, and that's a whole nother beast. Working for yourself, one, but also trying to progress in that work. A
Yeah.
lot of people are okay with a certain plateau, and to me, each his own. But
Yeah.
for me, I want what's best. You dig?
Yeah.
Like always, I'm always gonna want to elevate. I'm always gonna look for an upgrade or a change in things,
The
because I
next
think that's why
chapter.
we're here to
Hmm.
experience those things.
I agree. The next chapter. I'm going forever. I'm gonna be the 60-year-old lady with blue curls and
Hmm.
J's on. Like, that's just gonna be who I am. Sorry.
Your rollerblades.
Yeah, like,
Your rollerblades.
I'm gonna be on the goat got it list, like, at 60.
Hmm.
Got him
That was my favorite old people. When I can see you, I'm like, you. I can tell you've been like this. This
for a
is
long
Yeah.
time.
you. Just survived. You ain't changed.
Mm-mm.
You just made it.
I just have been different. I come from somewhere different. So I know I'm different. I'm fine with being different. I know who I am.
Hmm.
That's really all it is. And I'm old now, so I'm like the grumpy old lady that's like, I don't really care what you say. This is what I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
Damn it.
That's real.
And now I got the power of my own business. You know what I mean? I own my own studio. I own all of my equipment to set up the show. I literally can run every position in setting up a show from the ground up. I
You know how,
don't
you know how
care
to
what nobody
DJ?
say. I DJ'd my first show. I did. I was like, I'm not paying nobody. We got this.
Bro,
Had them
learning how
people
to
in there,
DJ right now.
shaking their butt to some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
We're gonna link. We're gonna link. I
All
need some
right.
help. I need some help. I'm trying to learn. I'm in the process of learning now.
I got the perfect person to connect you with.
Say no more.
Russ Noah, matter of fact, Jack. Jack could teach
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah, AU.
Yeah.
Yep. And he in Dayton. He a hop, skip it away. So bro, he can
Mm-hmm.
come to Columbus and get that work.
Hey, for that, I'm on the highway quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing, bro. That's what I love about our people. It's not just the resilience, it's the networking. It's the fact that we all are planting seeds, you did? Cause
Yeah.
I'm a huge Renaissance person. And I feel like that's what we're creating, where everyone
Mm-hmm.
is trying to be in they best self and make their best art. But realizing too, like, it ain't about the end result. Like, it's about the journey. You know what I
It
mean? Like
is.
the passion, the transparency, the things that your art is gonna call from you. And that to me is the privilege of being able to create art, is I know I'm gonna have to put a deposit in the account, you dig? I can't just
Yep.
come in here and take. or expect.
That's life. You can't go into anything in life, any relationship, any job, anything, just taking withdrawals. Like eventually
Hmm.
there gotta be some kind of deposits, or we're gonna be negative here.
Hmm. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So how was it for you, Twan? Work, balancing mental
Mm.
health,
Well,
and you could tell them what you do too for a living. Well, what you
uh,
do now.
actively right now, I am in the group homes with troubled teens. Um,
We
and-
all were in the same.
Yeah,
yeah,
listen,
Yeah.
in the trenches, you
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm gonna say this because of I've circled my life around this kind of field probably for about the last 15 years. Um, I started off in group homes doing MRDD special needs. I transitioned to Dayton Public Schools doing special needs. I left and then went to another troubled teen home. I did that for a while and I took a break because of this topic right now. It got heavy. I was new at being a father. Um, I started, taking a lot of trouble and problems home. Uh, you know, Talking to some of these teens and hearing A, how lost they are,
Hmm.
B, the lack of resources that they are even capable of reaching,
hmm
um, and then the support system. I mean, it was it was simple conversations, like she said. They might be speaking as just regular teenage boys. When the next time we gonna eat? You know,
Right.
we don't get this. And it's simple stuff that we take for granted. Shit,
hmm
I was fresh home from college. I was working a good job. What I'm saying, I had the financial stability that I needed at that point in time. Um, so it was so much that I took for granted, like a regular meal, being able to just stop and eat whenever I wanted to.
Yeah.
And then you hear a conversation and, you go do something, I'm a big doer, man, when they come to the kids. So if I go get something to eat, we all going to get something to eat. And just sitting there breaking bread, I find myself in the most connection with people. What I'm saying
hmm
is breaking bread with them. Once I sit at that table and break bread with you, it's a lot of lines that I won't cross out of respect mutually because we done sat down and broke bread. So I take that very seriously. And I think, just those conversations while breaking bread, like the things that I took for granted. Like, I just spent $60, $70 feeding us. And, to me, that was like, shit, I would have ate that, stopping, you know what I'm saying, at beat ups or something. But
A
to them, it was
seafood boil.
like, man, thank you. Like
Yeah.
we don't have nobody to, you know what I'm saying? Like
It
that
was
little 60
Christmas
seventy
for
dollar
them.
meal was something that
Hmm
was, rare to them. And after about the first or second time of, doing it, it's kind of like, all right, they got used to it. Like, we know when Uncle Twan come in, he going, you know what I'm saying? We gonna eat good. We ain't gotta worry
Yeah,
about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
they got their menus out.
yeah, So, I love that and I enjoyed that. But it was once you started, growing attached to these kids
hmm
and you really start, what I'm saying, becoming a liking of who they are and trying to help them be a better person. I think the downfall for me was the disappointment a lot of times.
Yeah.
hmm
We would break bread and we would be out and we would be having a good time. And these kids, they around love and they got all this, what I'm saying, brightness to them because they around love. And you know what I'm saying, you think that those little things that you doing are making a difference in their life. And the next day they go out and rob somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it was just like the constant disappointment.
Yeah.
It was like, man, I'm doing this for these boys. I'm getting them shoes. I'm making y'all to where y'all don't have to want, where y'all don't have to worry about what other people are saying. And it's like y'all still making these bad decisions. So the first time that I tried the troubled teen group home, it definitely broke a lot of that spirit that I had for what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my daughter was just born at that time. I'm coming into newly being a parent, and I'm taking the troubles home from them, and no, my daughter ain't, necessarily getting it taken out on her at that age, but she is not seeing her daddy be the best father he can be because he's
Yeah.
sitting down and mentally drained from just overwhelming himself with their problems over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So going back into the field now, I have set barriers and boundaries for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is what keeps me functioning every day at a high volume. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to being with these kids, because I do have boundaries. I don't allow myself to get attached to other people's problems anymore.
Mm,
I can help you from a distance without taking your problem and putting it directly on my plate.
that
Mm-hmm.
part.
I might bring my knife over because my knife might be a little sharper than your knife. So I might come help you cut something up on your plate, but I'm not gonna take your meal and set it on top of my plate. And I think that is one of the best things that I've ever done, you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
now I'm able to fully function and, still do the thing I love to do without taking home that extra I wouldn't want to call it drama, but like those problems, a lot of
Trauma.
people. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Nah,
It's
that's
trauma.
exactly that's
It's
exactly what
secondhand
it is.
trauma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said though, experiencing it definitely gave me the strength to deal with it because like here I stand today and I'm back full fledged invested into this company, you know what I'm saying? Like I love what I do, you know what I'm saying? Like my
Mm-hmm.
boys are a handful I got right now, but you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't trade them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because you learn that everybody got a story, and I
Mm,
constantly preach to them that your story might be more dramatic to you than what it is to somebody else, and
Mm-hmm.
their story might be very insensitive to you compared to what it is to them. So with that being said, go out here and treat every day like you the best you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what your story say behind you. Worry about where you trying to go. Your past is only a small part of you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It build character, it build, you know what I'm saying, your strengths. But use it as a foundation. We talked about that here on the show before. Being able to revert back to your foundation is key.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to live there. You know what I'm saying? Like use that as motivation to continue to push forward. And
Yeah.
it's constantly speaking life into them now that keeps me from dwelling on the problems that they may be dealing with. 6, 7 months down the line, these kids might be put back in the home.
Mm-hmm.
They might go back to
Anything.
dealing with the same thing. They might be open to somebody new. But at the end of the day, I feel like the seeds that I'm planting right now is gonna be great and flourishing in them if they do go back to them situations.
Yeah.
And with that being said, it keep me going every day. It keep me, what I'm saying, strengthening. Not really, like I said, worried about the problems, more so of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I can help y'all get somewhere, if I can help y'all learn something, if I can put the tools in y'all to even be able to deal with some things later on in life, I won. We won.
Yeah. And that's the
I
key.
agree.
That's the key. And what you said is the focal point. Like it truly takes a village. For one kid, you dig? Like we need a whole community. And this is something that I feel like we're doing now with our art, with our lives, with our parenting, is we're changing the stigmas. So that's actually a perfect segue of a question I got for you too, Weez. How do you feel about the climate of Columbus when it comes to collaboration? Because we have this stigma that Columbus doesn't work together or we don't come to, you know what I mean? How was that experience for you? Because you've worked with
um,
a lot of Columbus artists.
I have. I think in my experience, I haven't had any problems with collaborating with people. I don't know if that's because I'm a female or because I got titties or because people think I'm cute or because they want to fuck or because whatever, fill in the blank. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what that reason is, but I don't really have that problem. I do see the problem with a lot of people that I'm around because I've always been like the only girl around a bunch of rappers.
Hmm.
So I do see that problem with them. And I think just like regular life, like there's just some doors I'm gonna get in that you can't get
Hmm.
in. And there's
Hmm.
just some doors that you can get in that I can't get in. And all that matters is that we on the same team and hey, they with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
um so I do think I ran into one specific thing that's kind of cliquish, but I know it's about mental problems. It's about,
Hmm.
somebody passed away, Ness Words passed away, and
Yeah.
there's some personal beefs happening just in people that used to be really tight villagers with us because they want somebody to blame. That's
Yeah.
grief. That's
Yeah.
grief.
Absolutely.
And what you said about the seeds, like I think that's what people miss is that, like, yes, you can plant good seeds and they flourish, but also what happens to people is that bad seeds are planted and they
Yeah.
rot everything around. They rot everything as they're flourishing. So those kids, like like we pray that, you've planted more good ones than the bad ones that they've already ingested.
Hmm.
um I hope that, people wake up and realize like it's a grief thing you're going through and you need to talk to somebody about that because
Yeah.
there's nothing anybody else could have done. You know what I mean?
I heard something interesting today too about what you just said. And I was watching a lecture and they said once you realize what you are considering is a bad habit, at that point it becomes a choice. It's only a bad habit when you don't recognize the pattern. But as
Yep.
soon as you realize the pattern, now it's a choice.
Yep.
Like you
So I
gotta
think
hold
as soon
yourself
as
accountable.
yeah, I agree. So as soon as these people I don't know, shake themselves out of the grief, and I get it, like I got a lot of people on my list of grief that I hit some anniversaries every year.
Mm,
One of them is Duron Thomas, who was killed by
mm,
the Columbus police. He was one of my seven sign brothers with that bone shit. So
man,
I got super into activism and finding my voice with that, and his was a mental health issue. So I think it's just a lot of stigmas around it. People got to really Google there for a reason, like figure it out.
yeah, yeah. I
Because
mean, you got the medicine. The medicine is we gotta heal.
we got the
This is
medicine, you
what
got the
unhealed
prescriptions.
trauma looks like.
Yes, you got the prescriptions, and you got the happy gummies at Walmart. Go take something. You just gonna raw dog Earth. You just gonna run around here raw dogging like that, acting all fucking stupid. Like, come on,
Mm,
man, this can be easier.
yeah, and I'll be salty because a lot of people be afraid to take mushrooms. I'm like, that might take the edge off.
I
It
took
might,
shrooms.
it might help
I'm
you tap
scared.
in with that grief. You dig?
I'm scared, but maybe I wasn't in the healed
As you
side of
should
me.
be. As you
I
should
wasn't
be.
in the healed side. I think when I did it, I've probably done shrooms like three times. The first two times I did it, I was like, I'm not doing that shit no more. That's not fun.
You
That's not
gonna
a
see
fun.
some shit you don't want to see.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. Every time somebody's like, "Tell me about your shrooms," like, you got demons. Don't do that. 'Cause
Man.
I don't got that many, and they were still on my back.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, don't do that.
And
Don't
to
look in
me, that's
mirrors.
all I feel is happening, especially when it comes to narcotics and psychedelics. It's just amplifying what you're already feeling. This is not
Yep.
creating that feeling.
Yep.
This is not planting that fear.
Yep.
It's just bringing it to the surface. You hide it in the back.
Or
You hide it under the
masking.
bed. It's
It's
bringing it
masking it.
right to your face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've been masking all this time doing other shit. Like, I went to my doctor when I got my prescription. Like, so weed's not working.
What's our options?
You
What's
smoked a lot of weed. What's after that?
Get your
Yeah.
notebook. Show me what you got in there.
What you got? We got some hormone patches. I know I'm old. What are we talking about? Like, what's going on? Because there's something going on. Like, I felt like freaking Edgar from Men in Black walking around like my skin is
Mm,
falling off and there is a roach in me. Like, what? Something is happening. And she was like, "Oh, you gonna go to this doctor." So when I went to, usually when you go talk to therapists that give you these prescriptions, that you got to
yeah,
talk to them for a while and like
yeah.
convince them. Yeah, he gave me my prescription that day. Like, "Oh yeah, you right." Here you go.
She needs this, Doc. She
Have
needs this.
fun.
I had a
Don't
dream about this yesterday, so I pre-wrote it. Here, I'm just gonna sign it. Here.
I pre-wrote it.
It's
let me know
crazy
if
that
this
you came
one.
in today. Here you go.
Let me know if this one don't work for you.
Hopefully I can sleep tonight. Tell me how it works.
Boy,
But I haven't been back, so he did good.
that was a good one.
It was a good one.
Nah, he's still peeking around corners to see if you coming. Every time the phone ring, I know that's her.
I
I
know
know
that.
that's her trying to
That
schedule
is
a damn appointment.
funny.
Man,
No, I encourage you to get a black doctor too that really listen to you and really
Yeah.
you know, let you speak. Cause I'd be like, you can't tell nobody I said that right.
right.
Like you're not gonna report me. I'm just telling you the truth.
Is is
Man,
my
listen,
feeling.
I used to moonlight therapist and I would sit in, especially like towards the end of college. Yeah, I've seen some people have some horror stories. Horror stories. Like this therapist is in training, is just you can see all of their emotions on their face while this person's sharing. And then you can see the person just sharing less and less. And then they both just sitting there. I'm like, oh yeah, this is not
Awkward.
what you want to happen.
Ah, that's funny.
You're judging them like
Right.
physically,
Yeah,
they can see it.
that's why I can't be a therapist. Because I would be like, that was don't do that no more.
I think I got a good poker face. I think I could be a
Yeah.
therapist.
Oh,
I
you gonna
might be
chuckle at
able.
some shit. You just gotta apologize. Like you're human. You know what I mean? Like I've
I'm
slipped up.
definitely
You
gonna
just have to
chuckle.
apologize. Like you can't be perfect. And some of it is just really that's not your field. Like when
Yeah.
I'm doing things other than what I love, I just don't feel like myself. I don't feel enthusiastic. You know what I mean? Enthusiastic. Like I don't feel encouraged. I'm just kind
Mm-hmm.
of going through the motions. So
Yep.
you just have to find the thing that resonates with you. Like, and unfortunately, a lot of people who help other people have been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So if
That's why
you
you
ain't been
know.
through a lot of shit, it's gonna be hard to do one of these professions because you're gonna be getting curveballs thrown at you and you
Mm-hmm.
like, wait, I thought we was out to dinner. Like, nah, here, take this bat. And it's just
Yeah.
shit coming at you and you
Yeah.
swinging and you don't know if you hitting or
This
missing. You dig?
motherfucker
Like,
went left field fast.
it's gonna be like that. You know what I mean? Because
Nah,
this also has to test you to a point where you can't get comfortable. The thing you
Yeah.
love is also gonna challenge you. It's not gonna be comfort all the time. You dig? Like,
nah.
sometimes it's gonna push you. It's gonna say, okay, like, is this really your best foot forward?
Growth. You gotta grow,
Yeah.
right?
It's that
And
call to action, and that's a form of love.
Mm-hmm.
and I think that goes back to I think we had this conversation earlier, or this might have been a couple days ago. When you're doing something that you love, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable doing it.
Yeah, facts.
And I think that's the key part to that is that when you learn that you really love something, you know what I'm saying, that uncomfortable feeling is comfortable for you because you know it is nothing but a push.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You learning that this is my motivation, that this is something I want to do. Back to our topic in the beginning of this conversation, I mean, to me, that is being rich at finding a hobby that you love to do and learning
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
to make money off of it. You win in life when you can capitalize off a hobby, something that you really, really love and enjoy doing. You have won in life. That to me is
Hmm.
what successful looks like. Because no matter, go ahead.
No, I was just yes.
Yeah.
no,
In
no,
agreement.
no matter, you know what I'm saying, how hard it feel or how bad it may get, if it's something you enjoy doing, it's gonna constantly push you and you're gonna constantly feel okay with going through the motion because you learn that, it's never a loss if I can learn a lesson from
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that shows the duality of both sides of who you were when you didn't address this healing and who you are now that you have addressed this healing. And people get to the underside and they realize those things you were considering monsters and demons don't go away. They're a part of the journey, you dig? Like, so when you going out for that new opportunity, you're still going to be scared. You
Oh,
just
for
going to do it
sure.
scared now.
Yes.
That's
And
the only
you're gonna
difference. But
find a
it's the
different
fear
way
does
to get
not
through it.
go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You stop
I agree.
allowing the fear to affect you. You stop allowing the fear to hold you back. That's why healing is so important, because that's everything that bro said. Everything that you said is factual. Like, we start off with these good intentions, like, I'm gonna go to Broadway, and then that fear and that trauma is like, but what if you don't get picked?
Yep.
What
I
if it
started with
takes
the
10
bone shit.
years?
I thought I was
Yeah,
going. I thought at 18 I got signed. I was ready to go. Nick,
yeah.
when I was, I don't know what, 21, and got pregnant and had to decide if I was gonna go get a job in the mall, and I'm supposed to be the girl, the bone girl. Like,
Working
that's
in the
very
mall ain't for the
humbling.
weak. If anybody ever worked in the mall,
It's very humbling,
that's a jungle.
like you think you it's city center too.
You better not be antisocial, because you gonna see so many damn people in one day.
Yeah,
Whew.
it's
And
all
you was
growth though.
with child,
Yeah, at 21, yeah.
that would have
So,
been
if it
crazy.
wasn't, once I figured out it wasn't that it was a pipe dream. It was just, that chapter was done.
Hmm.
Um, you got to figure out what the next chapter is. But after I thought I had made it, and I'm
Hmm.
signed to Bone, like, yeah, no, I got to start over now. Now I'm figuring out why I'm collecting all this. I literally just posted the define your own success. I posted something about that the other day. That's why I was over here cheering, because it made me like, I've had this studio and all of this equipment and stuff for as long as I was pregnant with the second one. She 24, so almost 25 years now. I've had all of my own stuff,
Hmm.
and I finally figure out what I got all it for. Like, I finally figured it out. Like, I got all of it so I can do these type of things for people, and it all makes sense now. I get to define my own success.
And that's so funny you say that, because that comes full circle with a conversation we've brought up. You dig? Like, especially with being a parent, how a lot of the things that you create is going to be for later. It might not even be for you,
Hmm.
but there's something in you that's like, I'm going to make it. And there's something in you that got the blueprint.
That's that planting the seed. You can't plant the seed and be like, why it ain't grown,
Yeah,
and go
where's my
back the next
oranges
day.
at?
Why it ain't
Where's
grown?
my orange
You gotta
juice?
like let it grow. So yeah, the seeds I was planting when I was 18 didn't know when I was 45 the reason I was learning how to engineer, or the reason I was
Hmm.
learning how to hook all that shit up. But now it feels like, oh,
That
this makes sense, because this is the most peace I've ever had as an
Yeah,
adult in this. Like,
which is growth in itself. You hear me?
it is so
I
good.
get so weary these days jumping down rabbit holes, because I originated as a nerd. Like, I used to be online researching and reading and taking my computer apart, putting it back together type shit. But you could do that for days back in the day.
I did that too. You sure you ain't got a diagnosis?
Oh yeah, I got autism. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, we in the same scale then. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I
Look,
just don't show it. Still to
hmm,
this day, people be like, I don't see it. I'm like, I don't
catch
know
the
what it should look
symptoms.
like. I couldn't
that
See, I
explain it
told
to
you,
you.
when people be talking, I'd be like,
I
I
hey,
can't
found you.
tell.
I found my person.
this the thing though.
That's real.
This is what is scary about shit like that. It's like anything else in life. If you don't know nothing about it, if we hate to use that word, but if you ignorant to what autism is,
Yeah,
a lot of shit look foreign to you. You're not
Yeah,
able to recognize, what I'm saying, some of the similarities that you can tie to different things, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
it's a scale too. They don't
that's
realize
the
it's a scale. Like,
that's
it
the beauty
goes
of life.
from, yeah, it goes from, ADD to ADHD to autism. So we on the, it's just a
To
slide.
just being on the spectrum, like, but
yeah,
Hmm.
a lot of that conversation is foreign to somebody who have never been introduced to it, who never experienced it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's always like, that kid that you take to the grocery store, and somebody flipping out. I'm gonna give you a better one. Being at church growing up, I remember being a kid and my first time seeing somebody catch the Holy Ghost.
yeah. That's an experience. That's
Just
the
staring
best
at them.
thing I can say about it. That's an experience. Some great acting there.
Hey man, listen. but to somebody that don't
Should have
know,
went the
like that
broad
have
way.
never seen that before, like, can you imagine the, you know what I'm saying, how
Yeah.
amazed I was? And then for me to be at the age I was at, you know what I'm saying, it made it to be known that I was a little less informed on anything that was going on. So, you know, when you start looking at shit like autism, I love that word. I love it because
Yeah.
I done worked all down the spectrum of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like
Mm-hmm.
I said, when y'all talking, y'all had this conversation, and I smile inside because I'm informed about a lot of this shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Right.
saying? Like, and
Yeah.
I know, you know what I'm saying, the far end to the low end.
And
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
patterns.
saying? So it's
You over
like
here
you.
diagnosing us too.
So you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, like it's just beautiful to be able to recognize certain things. You know, one thing that I learned, you know what I'm saying, that is great for anybody is try to learn something new every day. You know, every day try to learn something new. Never go to sleep knowing the same thing you knew yesterday.
Tight.
Like, inform yourself in some way. Read something. Pick something up that's foreign to you, something that you don't know what it
I
is.
like that.
Like, I be just strolling and I might see some bullshit. And when I say bullshit, I mean bullshit. But I'll read it. I know it's bullshit while I'm reading it.
I'm a
You know
read
what
it.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but
You've
I'll read
accepted what it
it
is.
because I like to understand what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know bullshit when I see bullshit. And the only
Yeah.
way for me to do that is for me to inform myself on what bullshit is. I've
Mm-hmm.
never been a person that say I can't learn from somebody. You know, I don't care how old you are. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, what spectrum you on. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never be able to say I can't learn from somebody because
Mm-hmm.
you can learn how to and how not to do things from anybody. You know what I'm
Agreed.
Yeah.
saying?
That's
And
a fact.
to
That's a
every
fact.
positive, you know what I'm saying, is a negative. To every negative is a positive. So you learn that, you know, you don't pick and choose what you learn. You learn it all. You know what I'm saying? You just be smart enough to decipher between what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
And you gotta let go. It's not yours.
hey, shit, man. I be unbagging shit all the time. I be learning shit and I be thinking, like we be saying we gonna hold on to it for later. And I get the bagging and loading up so much shit, I get to realizing like this shit ain't that. I got something else in here that's similar that's gonna cover all that. So I'm gonna take this out. We're gonna get rid of that. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like I spend my days unbagging a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
picking up shit every day. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I think at the end of the day, everybody should, you know, take them words to bed with you. Like, learn something new every day. Like, learn something new every day. I don't care what it is. If you pick up a milk carton, that's simple as reading a pack of Oreos. Like, learn something new every day. Read something and figure something out that you didn't know.
Or
Mm-hmm.
relearn. I used to
Yeah.
Shit.
ask my kids when they came home from school, like, "What you learned today? Teach me." And they came home with like that core math crap. Like, you really going to have to teach me because what?
Yeah. That new math different.
What? I don't understand.
And that's a fact. And I feel like what you were saying too, bro, you full circle summed up what I meant earlier when I said there's people who have
Excuse
experienced things and there's people who haven't experienced things. And to me, you haven't ever met a person until you've met both sides of that person. And there's heroes and villains. There's motivated heroes and unmotivated heroes. You dig? There's motivated villains and unmotivated. Like you don't know that side until you know both sides, until you get to understand both people and their perspective. And you can also separate yourself from how they feel. Like it's a lot of people that feel how they feel about things because other people feel that way. And they
Yeah,
haven't really
they
implored
don't.
or
They don't have the
explored how they
original thought.
feel. Because how they
Yeah,
feel might go against the grain or how they feel might not make money. You dig? Like those are the things that has come to now with healing. Like the trauma ain't just shit that happened in our families. Like it's shit we're doing now. It's shit we're actively still creating and we're still adding to.
yeah,
And to me, a lot of it is mindset, it's mentality. And even when I talk to people and they're like, "Yeah, I want to be better," their idea of better is just unrealistic.
me.
Like you want to be the best. That and being better is two different things. You dig? Like
yeah.
I don't want to be the best. I want to do the best I can do today.
Right.
And that may just be me taking a nap all day. And I've accepted that. That's how I'm able to go to certain heights
That's
because
a
like you
freedom
said,
too.
you can go to certain lows. You dig? But you can't
That
Uh,
take
is
the
a
good without
freedom.
the bad. You have to be willing to take both sides. So we come into ignorant is the best word to use. We come into situations ignorant of our own ignorance. We know we only know one side, but we're not actually admitting we need to learn another side. We're okay with this. This is enough. You dig? Like, and when we talk to ourselves and we write these things down, you get to hear your thoughts. Like you get to hear yourself saying, like, yeah, I just want what's good enough. Cause I don't talk like that in my life, you dig?
Ah.
Yeah, I'll take whatever y'all got. Nah, I'm coming to order what I want, you dig?
Right.
Like I don't know what y'all got. If y'all
what
ain't
you
got what
say?
I want, I'm out.
I don't come in here and pay for this buffet and let you make my plate for me.
Yeah, straight up. And I want variety at the buffet. If I'm just here to eat
Yeah.
the chicken, I might as well go to the chicken spot. You know what I
The
mean? But that's
truth.
that's not the popular idea because that goes against the grain. Because then everybody gonna start doing what they want to do, and they gonna realize a lot of their friends, quote unquote, wasn't your friends, and a lot of these people you thought you related to, you don't. You
Mm,
dig?
You know our statement about family and relatives.
Yeah, like, and it
Like,
has to be like that. Like, I've never really considered nobody a friend. Like, if you got that close to me, you family. Cause there's certain
I
things
agree.
you've seen me do or heard me say, you dig? Like we family.
I
nah,
Or
agree.
you had to help me clean up a mess I made. You feel me? Like so it's friend wouldn't sum it up. I feel like
That
friend is
village, right?
nice.
That
Yeah,
village of people.
yeah. And that becomes your mental. Like you are what you do. You dig?
Hmm.
Like not what you say you're gonna do. So if I'm calling you family every day, something in me is gonna start wanting to treat you like family.
Yep.
But if I'm just friend, it's just my associate. Yeah, I just know, dude. You feel me? I'm gonna treat you like that. That's gonna be the value of our relationship. I'm already showing you.
Hmm.
You feel me? And that's a part of healing too. Like you said, you went back into that field. You had to create boundaries. Like that's what it
nah.
is. We can't just have a traumatic experience and then try to rope off a spot and demolish it. Like you might need to go back in there
Hey,
and
But you
figure out
protect
where in
yourself
your
though.
safe space how to get
Yeah.
prepared for that journey. You dig?
I think that's the best feeling about it is being able to go back into something like that. You know what I'm saying? After dealing with the trauma of it, you know what I'm saying, and really learning how to still do what you love to do and not allow it to affect your everyday living.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Protect yourself doing it. Yeah.
And like we
Mm-hmm.
just said, I think part of that is the same conversation that I just had with is learning something new every day and learning how to take certain things out of my bag. You know what I'm saying? That goes a long way with me re-entering this field and actually being able to do it at, I would say, a top scale, you know what I'm saying, of work. Um, I love what I do. I love being able to make a difference in somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think every job that I've had to do with some type of service, providing a service. I mean, it's natural for us. People don't realize that, but it's very natural for us to be providers of service. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, being able to make a difference by my work is definitely always gonna be a dub for me. So I feel like, waking up every day and doing what I do, I couldn't really consider it a job. I get offended when people say you don't do nothing, but I laugh at myself when I'm having my little self reflection because I'd be like, man, the shit you do is stuff you do already on a normal anyway. So
Yeah,
it's you like, nigga, you really don't
yeah.
do nothing, bro.
This
Like,
ain't working. You just living.
like
I
for
feel
That sounds
like,
real.
like fun to me.
yeah.
Nah,
Listen, straight up. I feel
You
like
gonna
that's the
pay me to do
indication.
this?
That's the indication for anything like you're passionate about.
Why I'm
First
stuck there?
off, yeah, I was about to say y'all stuck too. Can y'all see me?
yeah, I
Oh,
can see me. I can see you.
he
He
said I
froze.
could see you. Yeah, I was about to say you froze on us.
Oh, there we go.
We,
Hello.
Oh yeah, she back.
Okay. I don't know what happened. I had an ugly face, didn't
you still
Yeah, it
on
was
my face.
bad.
You still on my shit like that.
I?
It was
Funny.
real bad.
She black now. Now it's just a
Is them
black screen.
Beyonce pictures?
Nah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't nothing to go viral. So
There's them Beyonce pictures from the Super Bowl. She looked like a
Yeah.
man.
yeah, that's the dark side of them off guards.
Those
Oh
be
yeah,
the funnest ones to me.
there you go. You on froze now.
I
Nah,
bet.
yeah.
But yeah, bro, I definitely agree. Like, and I feel like you'll know your passion through hearing yourself speak about it. There's an analogy I give people, and there's people who say you ask them what they do for a living, they say they work at a hospital. You dig? And they're the
Hmm.
janitor. And then you ask another person what they do for a living, and they say they're a doctor. Like that's the difference.
Yeah.
That's knowing like what you do. That's being proud of what you do. And the other, like you trying to paint a picture of what probably what you want to do or what you want people to see.
Hmm.
But
Damn,
how is
perception a
you
bad motherfucker, boy.
you dig like
Be
Hey.
a little bit of shame, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my mentors taught me that when I was like, cause after I messed my knee up, when I realized hoop wasn't the bag no more, I was in insurance and it's just insurance is a cold world. It's a dirty game. Like I couldn't stay in it long, just really figuring out like how they make money and what they was doing. But I had some fire mentors, still talk to this day. So they was helping me create that perspective and understand like it all start with today. A lot of people gonna say I want to be here in a year, and they just gonna worry about it for a year. But it's like, what changes are you making today to get to that point?
Yeah. Like it's good to manifest it, but you gotta actually put in action behind it to do it. Like it's not just gonna happen because you told, Sky Jesus to do it.
Oh my God.
Nah, cause that nigga busy. That nigga gotta be
you
busy.
know, or
Okay.
because
All the
Trump about to
wishes
send you
and
a
prayers
check
every
or
day. Like, who's
whatever.
keeping track of all that?
Wishes and prayers every day.
We
It's
can't even
funny.
get our mail on time. Who keeping track of all that?
Hey.
I know it ain't our grandparents and great grandparents. I know it ain't them. They
They up
kicking
there
it.
flipping through the
They party. You
mail.
know what
What
they
you
up there doing?
saying?
They
You
up there
won't you won't
turn.
hold you won't hold. He'll get to you.
As soon as they walk in, where's the unlimited wine at? I heard there's wine.
Yeah, you turning it or something. I brought a bottle of
You
water.
calling it water? That's cool. We can call it water. Where that?
Where
And where
that?
Jesus at? I want to meet this nigga. I
Right.
I need to see once and for all. I need to put this argument to bed now.
Right.
Summon that motherfucker here.
I gotta tell somebody.
Oh my God.
But the funniest shit I see one time was on Facebook. Like it said, "What if we all die and heaven's a call center and you just answering prayers all day?"
Bruh.
Niggas would be
Hey.
salty. It'd be messy as hell in there.
Boy, listen. Hey, man, y'all fucked up.
Hey, I feel like
Yeah.
this the other side, man. Like
That
this
would be
is
fucked up.
this is what it looks like. That's the process of healing. You dig? Like you can
Nah, for
have a
sure.
vase, and if that vase gets destroyed and broken, like once you put it back together, you gonna be able to see the grooves and ridges of the changes of the pieces being put back. It's not the same. It may look the
Right.
same, but it's different.
It's
And
got
that's
more
just the
character now.
process of healing. You don't ever go back to who you were. That person doesn't exist anymore. That
Yeah.
was the cost to be who you're trying to be. That's what was due.
We
So it
gotta give
was
ourselves grace too, right? Like
yeah,
you gotta know that,
unlimited grace,
maybe you
unfortunately.
did some dumb shit when you was a kid, and maybe what I thought when I was a kid, and I was like, them doctors are stupid. I'm gonna sell these Ritalins.
Gotta get the money. Go get the money. Go get the
Maybe.
money. Go get the money. Go get the money.
She said, "Is this nigga trying to be the
Man, I'm
Maybe.
plug? Hold
popping these
up."
motherfuckers $5 a piece. Don't even worry about it, doc.
Maybe they knew what they was talking about.
I should have took all that medicine I sold.
Yeah,
Man,
it makes me feel sometimes this is grace, right? Like I
Yeah.
feel
man.
kind of dumb for not listening when I was in high school, because it could have been so much easier for myself if I would
Right.
have
Mhm.
just listened to them and just did the shit and took my pill to go to school, get my work done, and go get that shit over with for my little 5 hours of drug a day or whatever it takes. Um, so I feel like I almost kind of set myself up, and it's unfair, but I'm glad I am now
But
I've given myself grace.
I
I,
have a question to
I
that.
I do
Hmm.
too. I bet we got
Okay, let's
the same
go.
I
question.
got a question to that, cause I hear where you coming from. My therapist senses is tingling. I hear where you coming from. But what type of person would you be today with an easier life?
And
Like
that
I don't feel like you would be
and
you.
that is that absolutely the where I was gonna get to eventually. Like
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd have changed anything though. Like all of the times I did snapped out on somebody unmedicated or whatever was
Mm.
happening.
Yeah.
Um, like
The
all of
incident.
those, yeah, the incidents,
The incident. You
the situationships, all of
Yeah,
those things.
gotta put a
Um,
zero on the chalkboard now since the
yeah, you gotta give
workplace
yourself
incidents.
grace. Like you gotta whatever. I did
Yeah.
it, and now I know that was stupid, and now I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Yeah.
I think that make full circle back to the art piece that y'all was just referring to as a vase.
Mm-hmm.
When you put those pieces back together and those lines and grooves is not as smooth as they was, you got a little rough patch. It build character, and I think
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what you would relate that to. Because shit, I'd rather be the vase with character than that perfect vase that's boring. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like,
That
you know,
nobody
you
touched.
you learned a lot along the way when they had to put you all the way back together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hmm.
all them
So
cracks
when you
came
was
with a lesson.
yeah, you was able to regroup and regroove. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now the thing about that is that you learn how to be put back together.
Hmm.
That vase that's perfect, that's new, don't know how to be put back together. They don't know how it
Yep.
feel to be broke. So them learning to, fall off a cabinet at 40, 30 plus years, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be a whole different type of trauma than a person who fell, you know what I'm saying, back when they was 8. Now they done been broken, they done repaired themselves at 16. They done did another
Yeah.
Yeah,
revise at 30. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So that's definitely, you know what I'm saying, how go about life, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, that sculpture is definitely gonna tell a story.
yeah.
Characters
Hmm.
is based off of the story.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Hmm.
change it. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a lesson. I wouldn't change a blessing. I wouldn't change a thing. Medicated me at 18 might not have ran up to busy like, hey, nigga, I can sing.
Hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Motherfucker would have
hey,
been somewhere in the
listen to
crowd just
this.
enjoying the show.
Trying to
Yeah.
sell some shit. Trying to make some
Like,
money.
on drugs.
And you got
But
that perspective too now.
yeah, yeah. I don't take any of it back. I'm fully supported all. I give myself grace. I give my parents grace. Like my mom had me when she was 21. Do I expect my 21-year-old, to do what my mama was doing, raising a black kid as a white lady in England? Like, no.
Hmm.
I still pay my kid's phone bill. Like, no, she's no. So you gotta give people grace. You don't realize how much was happening, you know what I mean, in lives when you're growing up, when you're learning lessons, when your kids are helping you grow up.
It's
Hmm.
scary. It's scary in today's time that you have to be worried about the grace you give.
That too,
Uh,
though.
Yeah.
you know, I,
Give it
being
to those who deserve it. How about that?
yeah, yeah, most definitely. Being able to decipher as a tool that is a skill that everybody should inquire. And you
Hmm.
inquire that skill by going through some things, by like I said, learning everything you can and making a choice of what to keep and what to get rid of.
Mm.
That skill is something that is valuable in this day and time because you know you can't be walking around just freely giving out grace to everybody and
No, because
repeat
Hmm.
everybody's
it
not a good person.
over and over. Um, so
Some
Hmm.
people suck.
Yeah, and they burn your tongue. It's not a, it's not it's not a tasteful taste, boy. You know,
Yeah,
that
I
Yeah.
shit
agree, and
sour,
I
man.
definitely agree that sometimes you got to keep the grudge and be like, "Hey, fuck you, nigga."
yeah.
But
I
Hey,
agree, and
sometimes give grace.
that's something that we now are writing the book on. Like I say this to our generation all the time. We have to realize we are the pioneers. There is no one who has a blueprint. There's no one who's done what we are about to do, what we're doing. You dig? Like, so that comes with the territory. That's when now you have to raise your discernment. And I look at it in the scope of when you add more value, you add more abundance, you add more treasure. Like you need more security. You can't move how you
Yeah.
was moving before. It ain't gonna be enough.
Yeah.
You have to keep elevating with the growth. That's why healing is so important in relationships. That's why healing is so important in partnerships and business. And people don't see that. They have all these things separate because it is a lot of times a secular journey. Like you're gonna be on your own in your head, you dig? But there's also parts we have to realize, like this, the things that we go through that we don't think affects other people around us does. You dig? Like they
nah.
can feel that. Like no matter how much we try to keep it away. It's the
If
superhero
they
shit.
really are tuned into you like that,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's the superhero
Yeah.
shit. Why they don't like to date and have relationships? Because they're what they do for a living is going to come home. It's
Yeah.
inevitable. It ain't gonna be today, might not, you dig, but it's gonna happen. It's the same with work. It's the same with our hobbies. It's the same with our sinning. That shit is following you everywhere you go. You
Lead
can't
us
Yeah.
in
just
and
tuck
out.
that somewhere. You can't just put that somewhere and because it stinks. You dig? Like it's going to get
Hmm.
through.
I be
And
trying to throw the sentence out. I be trying to take that out the bag.
yeah,
Do that shit on me.
niggas walking around with car freshener necklaces. That ain't gonna help.
That's funny.
Now we really know something's up. Now we're really suspicious.
Yeah,
You dig?
funky ass. Yeah, you're funky, boy.
Now I know something up. Something died. Like
Something died.
this will never be the fashion.
Hey, listen
That's
though. You
funny.
know that's funny because I mean that's so relatable to everything in life. You know,
Yeah.
like this.
It's the to me it's the oxymoron of what people's fear is. And what I truly believe a lot of people are just afraid to die. They're afraid to let go. They're afraid of what happens next. They're
I
afraid of
think
not
they're
having to
afraid
get
to
up and go to
live.
work. They're afraid of not having to talk on the phone for 2 hours when they get up. You dig? Like that's why they create those routines. It's comfort.
I
It
think
makes
that
them
means they're
feel
afraid to
alive.
live.
Yeah, but having a real life is dangerous. Having experience is dangerous.
It
It's going to
is.
threaten your life every day. The
I
things you
like
do
it.
to cope with your life, the things that the hazard that comes with that pay you get, you did, because they paying you so much because it's a hazard coming with this shit,
That's true.
and they don't
That
want you to
is
go
true.
nowhere, so they gonna pay you, but they not paying you to elevate. They not paying you to be in their seat. They paying you so they don't have to get out of their seat.
Yeah, they want you to be smart enough just to not
Yeah.
know that you were able to walk away.
So the healing is
Mm,
the acceptance. I have some
mm.
really good friends who are 9 to 5s. Like they love their job, and I never down talk jobs to them or make or guilt them. You dig into working for themselves and shit. Like some things is your hobby, and certain things is your career, and everybody's hobby ain't gonna pay the bills. That's just
Yeah.
reality. A
Facts.
lot
Yeah.
of people ain't. Everybody's
It's a
talent ain't gonna
blessing
pay
if
the
you can get
bills.
it.
Yeah,
Majority more than none.
cause where we gonna get all this fucking money from? Everybody got talent. Everybody got hobbies. I ain't paying for everybody's shit. Like, come on
Right.
now. We gotta draw the line somewhere, you dig? So it's now we gotta ask ourselves before going into any new step, even going back into the same old step, revisiting where you were. Like, ask yourself who you are. What am I prepared for? And what am I going to put out? What do I have to give? Because it's going to be more. It's always going to be more. And that's not a sign of you didn't have enough. That's not a sign that you're inadequate. That's a sign that you're elevating.
Yeah.
You need bigger clothes now, my nigga. You can't keep wearing that. It's too tight. You look stressed. It's tight. You need a bigger, you need a better fit. You grew. You feel me? So now as
Yeah.
black people, that's one of our biggest traumas we're getting from behind is the start and stop culture. We'll get these good ideas going, we'll start building a mountain and just stop and go do something else. Or pretend like that mountain ain't there. It ain't half finished. You dig? Like,
Man,
and it's the
what?
perseverance is gonna come through healing. Like there's a lot of trauma that's keeping people through opening that door. They worry about how somebody feel or what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Or worried about, well, I went through this door several times and nothing was on the other end. Well, you ain't went through it this time. You ain't went through it today. That's your
Yes.
mindset. Like when you thinking and talking like that, you're defeated.
Some people
Like,
don't realize that as you grow, you learn the proper PPE for going into these
yeah,
situations. You know what I'm saying? When you
yeah,
walked in that door the first time, you ain't having the right shit. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't ready. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? Like, so today's journey, you know what I'm saying? You might be prepared for that show. You know what I'm saying? What they say, you walked in and it was dark, you ain't have on your night goggles. You ain't realize it was a whole show plan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly,
so, you know,
exactly. You missed everything. See, I see that. How I look at it too is a lot of people have been in like these charity boxing matches. And the greatness they want in their arena now is going to be more like a backyard fight. See, like the beauty of a boxing match is when you getting your ass kicked, they can stop the fight. You dig? In a street fight, it don't work like that.
Ain't nobody saving you.
You gotta realize I'm getting my
Yeah.
ass kicked. Let me skedaddle. You
Yeah.
gotta stop throwing punches. You're losing bad. it's time.
I've lost.
It's time to pick up a pipe or run.
Hey,
Your hands wasn't enough.
They didn't
hey,
do it.
it wasn't
Not
enough.
with this one, champ. Not with this one. They
You
want that
live.
belt bad.
Well, listen.
So like that's the rooms you're gonna have to go into, you dig? So that's why I stick to healing first. Like I'm gonna try to talk to you. I've gotten out of so many situations with niggas I didn't know they were just mad at the world just through talking to them. But talking to them like a human being, you dig?
Hmm.
And too many times, like we always talk about, too many times we get talked to like criminals or thugs or freaks and shit. You dig? Like, and not as people. And that's where people misconstrue what you do for a living and who you actually are. Those are two different things.
I
You feel me?
agree.
But if they haven't experienced that, they don't know how to treat you. So yeah, I get it. This is your homie from fucking third grade, but it don't align. Like it don't make sense.
I've been in so many offices where I'm like, you get off at 5, right? And this is why I don't work there no more.
Hey,
You know I don't care about losing his job.
Yeah,
nah.
I'll beat your ass on the
you
clock.
know.
You talking to me like I got something to lose here. There's nothing at my desk, not a photo, just my computer, my mouse.
Y'all
I
Like I
would
will
shit.
leave it
get
all
thrown
right
out.
here.
This all y'all shit.
This is y'all shit.
Nah, you only get to them conclusions because you a type of person who don't bother people. Like when you don't bother people, it's even more bothersome when somebody's trying to mess with you.
Yes.
And I go
Yes.
out my way to not bother nobody. So it's like,
Hmm.
what's your angle?
I agree.
Why you want to talk with hands? Like why can't we talk like civilized people? You
Yes.
dig? And I realized like through my healing journey, like I was creating that world. Like we are just our
Mm.
relationship with everybody is just a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. You dig? It's shit we haven't dealt with or shit we haven't accepted or shit we overlooked for so long we stopped looking there.
Mm.
So when you do them shrooms, you have your little liquor. That's the first shit that's about to come right to your face.
Oh my gosh.
It's the commercial. This is gonna pop up on your ass and start talking about helping you immediately. And what you need to take, and this is what you need to do. Wait 14 days and check back
And a
in.
small print on the bottom.
And stop drinking
S-
too.
Small fast print. Drink some
Put the
water.
cup down.
Hey
You know what I
man.
mean? Like, so the more we put that shit off, the harder it's gonna be to deal with it. Like anything you put
Yeah.
off to tomorrow is gonna be harder.
And you're gonna take it out on people around you
Yeah.
that you don't mean to take it
So
out
you
on.
gotta create that dual side of your mind. Like there's things that you're passionate about, like be more attentive with those things. But sometimes, like, it seems like as a society, we got too much selective outrage. Like, people be upset about shit they don't really care about.
Mhm.
And you're trying to make this breaking news. And it's like, even how you're telling it to me
Truth.
shows me you don't care about it much. You
So
sent it
you
in a
barely
chain
care.
email. This is not how to get me
Man,
on board. I'm about to block you.
wa-
Uno
wasting my
reverse. I'm
goddamn
about to switch everything up. I'm like, what?
Uno reverse.
And
nah.
that's how my autism shows up. They don't get to see it because they blocked now. But that's what was calling that shot.
So I
Hey,
quit.
I just
I
stopped
quit
getting in
you.
my way. You said what?
I said you said you quit them real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's always gonna be difficult when you going up the ladder and when you healing, because it's gonna be a lot of goodbyes. Like it's a lot of things you have to part ways with to get to where you're trying to go. And if
Yeah.
you're comfortable where you at, you just gotta learn to accept those things or ignore them. You dig? But for
The
you to progress, they gotta go.
the reason a season or lifetime, like everybody can't go everywhere. They might be there for the lesson or, just this year for the season.
Hmm.
Everybody can't go everywhere.
That's a fact.
And it's
This
hard to let
was
them go. They don't talk about that part of the grief when you got to let go people you don't want to let go of.
yeah.
But
you
I
might
re
be letting go for them to plant a seed somewhere else. You might be letting go to
yeah.
help them grow, better in their situation, So letting go ain't always a bad thing.
it ain't.
I
It's for a reason.
repurpose it. I repurpose it through productivity. Like, cause I grew up around a lot of other people, so I experienced death very early, and I had to understand like what it like it's final. Like they're not. I'm
Yeah.
not going to experience them the same way anymore. You know what I mean? So for me, I just put it through my productivity. Like I live through that. I let them live vicariously through me. So they may have never been to Broadway, so I go see a play. You know what I mean? Like, or like that was me getting into poetry, like me being able to share that and express some of that stuff. And some pieces, the ones that just pour out of me, it felt like somebody else was writing it, like somebody from my family. You did, because like if you're alive right now, you've always been alive. Like there's been a chain of people that led to you,
Mm,
so you've always been here.
That's a fact.
You dig? And it's easy now for people because again they're getting into their uncomfortability, but now they're starting to see their grandparents and great grandparents as ancestors, and the fact that it ain't just you, my nigga. Like people had whole lives before you ever
hmm.
even existed. All the shit you thinking you doing new that somebody's done before.
Yeah.
They
We
was sneaking
we
out back then. They sneak out in the Amish country too. Like that shit ain't nothing new. You dig? Like, so it's now understanding like we've always been here. That's special in itself. That sets you aside from everything in itself. You know what I mean? And looking towards those things, and those seeds weren't planted in us intentionally.
Nah, they well.
So it's easy
yes.
for people not to see themselves in the world. And that's why I love everything that's happening now because there's so much representation. Everything's black. I remember
That's
10
right.
years ago just being culture shock every time I left the house, like, because the world was so different. And then I started leaving the house one day, going to the restaurant and shit. Niggas had face tats. I'm like, oh yeah, things are changing.
Yeah.
I said things are changing. And now we here.
Boy, they walking around with ski masks on all damn
Yeah,
day.
they got ski
Hmm.
masks at the register.
I went to the gym the other day, man, playing with some teenagers, bro. Bro, this nigga played with a ski mask on. Like the whole game. Like I'm talking about, this shit pissed me off, bro. Like,
Like the special breathing thing or like just a flat out
like the Pooh Shiesty
The
mask. The
Spider Man,
the Spider-Man
the
Shiesty
full
mask.
hey,
vigilante.
bro. Nigga hooped in that motherfucker, bro. Like I was pissed, bro.
I'd have
Like
been like,
he
They,
nigga,
had
you
the
not
nerve,
hot?
like,
you ain't got no ops, G.
bro, his first shot, he shot a 3-pointer, bro, with the mask on, missed the whole rim. Bro, I was
This
through.
You
And
ain't got no peripheral.
I was through, bro. I was pissed off, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, hey, this the time we live in, though. Like,
It's so funny.
they
It's what
said,
we
fuck a
asked for
face
when we was
tag.
kids, man. We wanted to express ourselves, and now look at the world.
That's crazy now, though. And these kids today don't even realize the way that they allow to express themselves is foreign to us. Like we wouldn't be able to dare express ourselves the way these kids is nowadays, man. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
I
when they
still,
still feel trapped, they still say we try to control them. Like,
yeah, that shit was hard for us, and I still be feeling like we needed that shit.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of us would have burnt out early if we were already who we are now earlier. We
yeah.
be walking around now like we 70. And I be seeing that around people our age. You feel me? Like they act twice their age and shit. How they talk, how they live, how they move.
Grew up faster. Yeah.
Yeah. They did a whole bunch of shit and just got wore out. They're like, you know what? I ain't trying this shit. Stick to
nah,
what I know.
for
In
sure.
the world of technology, you can live in that shit. You can live in the Sims the rest of your life if you wanted to.
Yes, you could.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean by like this
That
ain't no
VR shit.
boxing match. There ain't nobody to step in and like, all right, you punch drunk. Put your gloves together. Let's take them off. Let's get you in the shower.
Nah, for sure.
You just gonna keep getting your ass beat
You gotta save
until you
yourself.
start fighting back. You know what
You
I
gotta
mean? In the
save yourself.
fight,
It's the theme of the whole show. You gotta save yourself, bro.
yeah, that fight is for your passions. Like you gotta fight for the shit you believe in. You gotta fight what you want, for what you want to see in the world.
Hmm.
And that'll get us out of that state of just always asking for shit. Like, who gonna come save me? Who gonna make eggs cheaper? Like, motherfucker, you.
Yeah.
Go get
Buy a
some
chicken.
chickens.
Yep.
Let's get it popping. There's people around here who got space for you to do shit like that. You ain't asked, you dig? You ain't shown no initiative in that. And that's this new realm we stepping in that's so hard for people. Cause you can't just hit a motherfucker up over the phone like, yeah, I want to make this movie. Like, they want to see your shit. They want to
Yeah.
see the script.
And do it though. Like
Yeah.
do everything you think of. That's the reason I know how to do so many things because I was like also ADHD, but
Sleepless
but
nights. There's a lot going
but
on.
but yeah, like there's a lot of times I was like, I need t-shirts and I ain't like the price somebody gave me, so I figured
Yep.
out how to make my own. Like
Yep. And
I
got pissed
wanted
off how fucking easy and how cheap it
how
was.
easy it is. Or
Immediately got mad. Like I could have
so
been doing
many
this shit the
things.
whole time.
There's so many things I come across that I look at like, how much is it? I could do that. I'm not paying for that. I could do it.
And not even on no arrogant shit. Really mean it.
No,
Like
like
I
I'm
could
dead
do
ass
that.
serious. I could do that.
That's a
Yeah.
person that believes in themselves.
I feel
That's the
like
reoccurring thing. Like it's so funny if you look at the world in decades, especially if you 30. But like 10 years ago versus 20 years ago, how shit was.
mhm, yeah,
But it's funny now that the trends, because the trends was always the unpopular things to do. You dig? The trends
it
Nah.
always got
is.
your ass criticized.
You mean like tight pants and ankles out and shit like that? I remember
Yes.
you was like, you got your pants from Charity Newsies if you had your ankles out. Like you got your shit from the free thrift store.
Oh my, the
Like your
thrift
shit was
is
too little.
my biggest headache with niggas. They either love or hate the thrift. Like leave the thrift alone. Leave it for people who really be in here. Like
Right.
now it's trendy. I remember when that shit wasn't cool. Like yeah, that's the
Yeah.
epitome of you just can't listen to what people talk. They have no idea. They're talking from emotion.
Agreed.
Nah,
My
that's a,
kids, my kids are thrift kids, so they
I
were
love a good thrift.
they were uniform school kids, so they didn't really have to get fly for the entire school stuff. You know what I mean? So now they'll just I'll pick one of them is in Korea. She's like an English as a second language teacher
Oh
after she
shit.
graduated from college, and then the other one is in Akron at college. So I'll pick the one up,
That's
coming in from
awesome.
Korea. And she's got on like some grandpa thrift store sweater. Like, where'd you
TikTok
get
fit.
this? Oh, what is this? Velvet? Where did you get this thing?
what is this?
it's
your
on.
because your mind is instantly trying to picture the store that sells this.
Yes. But I know it came from some thrift store, and she's like, I'm going
And the
to the
old Korean
grandpa
lady
section.
owner and her cat. You done mapped out the whole store and shit.
Yes.
Like
And she tall. She way taller than me, so she looks odd as fuck over there in Korea, as tall as she is. Like, you got to buy whatever you can find, huh? Poor baby.
pick that basketball up.
She was a basketball kid, and then she was like, I ain't doing that shit.
I ain't doing this shit.
Cause we was parents that
Oh,
like stayed on her. So you was at practice,
Yeah.
she was in one sport. She's either basketball, softball, volleyball. She stayed at something. So yeah, after she got out, she was like, yeah, I don't really like it. I'm not doing that in college.
dang.
Get
I
over
know
it.
this is kind of consistent with your life, but what was your mental like when you found out she was going to Korea?
Um, well, so when she went to college, I was I was already going through that kind of empty nester stage,
Mm,
because I had just recently got divorced and moved to my own apartment. So when she went to college, it was like already a shock because she was 17. She was a baby.
oh,
And
okay.
we were in that like, well, call mommy if you want to go to a party and I'll come with you. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna get you comfortable, girl.
Yeah.
And
On
she
some
called me one
full
time,
house.
like our first year there, to come for Halloween or something. And then I'm like pumped, like, ooh, I heard it was dope at OU for Halloween. Let's go. I'm your sister. Don't tell nobody on your mama. And then when I pull up outside the place, she like, oh, I got it, mom. I'm good. So I done drove all the way to OU ready to party with the college kids. And she's like, no, I got it. I'm good. I'm comfortable. And I was like proud, but also like, she don't need me no more. What
Actually,
the
come
fuck?
snap this pic for us real quick, then you can go back home.
Right, right. Take this selfie and then I'm gonna leave you
Long.
alone. You in there sneaking beer, girl. But so I kind of got that smacked around that time. It was
Mm,
um not as bad to let her go. It was bad because it's so far away. Like I can drive to OU, but I can't drive to Korea. So
yeah.
like, you sure you doing this? And she was sure. And she my kid. Like, I was a traveler like that. I
Yeah.
was um I was 18 when when my mom and dad put me on the road to go do this bone shit. They didn't know who that dude was. And they definitely was a different kind of trusting than I was. I wouldn't have put my kid on that bus.
Straight up.
So,
Who and who
um,
now? Yeah, no.
yeah,
Good.
you going where? You want to drive to Tennessee,
She
and
trying to
and
be
I'm
little
talking
Bow
about,
Wow now? Go clean your room.
yeah, what? You know, sit your ass down. I used to tell her she could walk to the corner store by herself and then stalk her in my car behind
Yeah,
her.
that's
You think I'm
still
a
that's a big first.
like, no, but yeah, so letting her go to Korea was a little shocking, only because of how far. But
Yeah.
I had to. I saw in this movie one time where they said, you're a good parent when they don't need you no more. Like,
Hmm.
that means, you did what the fuck you were supposed to do. They don't have to call you and ask you, how you boil this egg because you taught them already,
Yeah.
or how you wash these clothes, or how you do all those questions I got when she first went to college. So I gotta just be um, confident that I taught her everything I thought of, and
Hmm.
she good. She on year 3 over there, so
That's love.
she good. Yeah,
Year
Yeah,
three is amazing.
sounds very intelligent.
yeah. She's super, super cool kid. Like, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't fuck you up. Like, Jesus. My kids are amazing. I'm so glad I didn't fuck them up. And they've like
That's a
always
big
been really
win in the
good
parent
kids.
column.
Yeah, like they always been like straight A kids, 3 sport kids. Like, they got all the monies and all the scholarships to go to college. And they went to college. I didn't go to college. So, what I mean? You want your kids to be better than you, right?
Yeah,
So they better than
literally.
me. and they cooler than me in their grandpa ugly ass thrift store sweaters
Korean
that
for
never
high
match
fashion,
nothing.
Nah, real.
blending in out there.
Right. Talk about I'm flying to New York to go to this K-pop concert. Like who? Okay. All right.
K-pop took the world by storm. You hear me?
And they've been on it for years, like
Which
well
I didn't even
before it
know. I
got
didn't even know
popular.
it was. It's been a thing as long as it's been a thing.
Yeah.
That's what
They
let me
were
know
on
how
it.
disconnected I'll be from like main media.
They were on it when she was like 10. So I guess I should have knew when she was, having all her
Yeah.
sleepovers and all her friends are jumping around in my basement singing all these K-pop songs. That I swear to God, if you listen to them, they're just like 90s boy band
Yes.
songs
Yes.
redone.
Yes.
And every now and then you'll catch them being like, whatever, 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 nigga. And it's not, they ain't saying nigga, but whatever Korean word they saying sound like nigga. And I definitely popped my head in the door a couple times, like, fuck he say? But yeah, those are my homies. I'm glad. That's an accomplishment. That's on my success list. My
Yeah,
kids.
that's real. That's a big accomplishment. It's a tall order, bigger than we could have ever imagined.
Hmm. And I get to start over. My dude got three babies, so I kind of get to start over. I get
Oh
bonus
shit,
babies
that's
now.
love.
Ooh, and one of them, the oldest, is autistic, and I love taking her places because she doesn't look her age. She's 25, but she
Hmm.
looks kind of like a 12-year-old. So it's hilarious when she's coming up to me like, Weez, I want to drink your Hennessy. And I'm like, here you go, girl. Like, that's my
Wait,
homie.
let me see your ID real quick. Okay, you good. You good.
She'll come to my parties and shit. We be dancing around all offbeat, and everybody's like, "What in the fuck?" Like, say something.
I think that's her daughter.
Say something, I dare you. Like that's the homie.
She's the cool mom.
Yeah,
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, this shit is a blessing. You definitely don't always see it that way when you're younger, just getting old. But with wisdom and experiences, it's opening up a whole new life for you.
yeah. Just take those chapters, man. You got to evolve through them, grow through them. Every story grows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a,
Factual.
or it's a fucking nightmare. It's not.
Yeah,
It's a different kind of story if you're
it's
not
that
growing.
reoccurring. Yeah, you gonna keep seeing the same shit over and over.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would drive me mad.
That is literally the definition of insanity, is
Yeah, that would. I
doing the
would. Yeah.
same shit over and over again and expecting a different result.
So we pretty much covered everything I think we could cover tonight.
Save yourself.
Literally.
But it was a great show. I can't even recap everything we talked about. We talked about mental health. We talked about a whole bunch of great things.
We talked about saving yourself and not being an asshole and um coming and being a creative with me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
your 100 things that you do.
100 things. You can pay me to do shirts and buttons and banners and socks and all kinds of clothes, and you can come to a so far show. You can host a show. You know what else? This is important. I can do shows anywhere. Like I
Hmm.
come with business insurance. I actually work for this company. It's based out of London. Um, and they employ people in different cities. There's like over 400 cities. Columbus, to just put together shows, um, and cool places that usually are not bars. So I'm specifically looking for weird, cool places that are not bars. It started in someone's living room. I have one planned in a pool party in their backyard, in somebody's backyard. I have a living room one. I have a garage one planned for the summer. So I'm looking for really cool spaces. And you can apply to be a host on sofarsounds.com. You can also apply to be an artist. Again, whatever that is. The first show I had, Kaz Oliver, he's rapping. I had Raya, and she was singing with a band. And then I had, of course, my crew, Affirmative Distraction. So that was improv comedy. So anything, really to showcase your talent. And the point of this is once you get into this database on this system, you can sign up to go perform in those cities, those 400 cities in London, in Paris, in I think I saw like Lima, is that how you say it? Something Peru. There's all kind of places and cities on there that you can just all you gotta do is put it in there. Like I'm gonna be in vacation in Paris. Like sign me up to do a so far show there. You can go to Paris and get paid to do a show in Paris. Um,
That's
so
cool.
it's bigger than Columbus. It's bigger than just posting these on Instagram, and their website is global. It's
Hmm.
not Columbus. It's not your worldwide Facebook with just your 5,000 friends.
Hmm.
So,
It seems
um,
like a lot to people, but there's a lot of people in this world.
yeah, it's a lot of people. I said this on another interview. Like, there's 5,000 people on your page, but there's like 7 billion people in the world, and it's open on TikTok. So, like, if
Hmm.
Facebook is your only promotion tool, for example, it's only going to your friends. Let's imagine how many people it's going to get to if you can open it up into TikTok. It was the example
Hmm.
I was using because it's open. 7 billion people there. It's
That's
not
real.
limited. Um,
And going to these shows, 'cause you never know who you're gonna meet. You can meet a world traveler
yeah,
and not
you
even know
can.
it.
And honestly, they promote from their website themselves. Like I, of course, I'm gonna get my crew, my team that helps me put the show together is my village of people. Like I finally get to put it together a cool show and get all my people in for free. You know what I mean? Like I finally get to do that, and that's because the So Far Sound website promotes for me and markets to anybody that's ever, excuse me, been to a show.
Hmm.
And I'm not even playing like 75% of everybody at that first show that was sold out is people I did not know. Like it was a
Mm.
whole brand new crowd.
That's the
I
best
remember
ones.
because I'm me. I remember seeing like a Arabic person there that made me feel like, are you the police? But
Mm.
they already got tickets to the next show before we even said anything about who the people were. Like it's a very interesting crowd that'll really come and sit Indian style and listen to you and wants to be that close,
Hmm.
that intimate to what they're seeing. So I wanna do it for everybody. Please sign up, sofarsounds.com, artists, hosts,
I'm going to go
all
sign
that.
up, be a host.
Well, let's go. You want me to come where I'm gonna do that?
Day,
In your backyard or something?
I gotta find that. I want something creative. I want something real creative.
Yeah, my first one was in a sexual on Google, it's a sexual wellness center. But when I went in there, it's a it's basically like Princeton. I know what Princeton is.
Hmm. Like an adult
Yeah.
club.
Yeah, it's like an adult club. So I'm walking in there and I'm like, hey girl, like I want to do a show in here. And she's like, for real, let me show you where my glory hole room is. Like, not that kind of show.
Yeah, she
And
was
then it
set
turned
you
into,
up.
yeah, let me show you where my torture cross is. So that was where my first first show was. It's very interesting to like let people walk around and see where they were at, like and watch
Hmm.
people's reactions. Like, what the fuck? But it's a black owner. So we want to promote the businesses that we're into.
Hmm.
And again, mental health, and this is sexual wellness, and that might be a block you have. Maybe you need to go talk about that and not your mental stuff.
Hmm. Facts.
But yeah, she's there to do that, and she'll make you. She had a whole speech about pulling your knees up to this party and makes it better, and she just made everybody in the room uncomfortable. It was great.
Hey, that's tough.
The perfect night.
It was great. So yeah, we had it in a sex club. I'm ready for any place.
Nah, I want something. I want something. I don't know, like an art museum that ain't an art museum.
My next one is in a museum on the 28th,
Yeah, I'll be there at that one.
or a gallery. Let's say a gallery.
Those are the best shows to me. The intimate shows, the close shows.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
I like concerts. Like concerts is cool, but them small crowd shows be hitting.
as a performer, you just get a different I give a different personality in small shows. Like in big shows, you just got your 15 minutes, you got to get it over with to get your ass off the stage.
Yeah,
In the small shows, you get to like, show your personality. I get to show that I'm also an improv comedian and I'm up here being funny and inappropriate usually. And like I get to you get a different side of the performer. And it makes me feel, these shows make me feel like when we were kids and you get to look in the inside of the CD or the tape sleeve and read all about your
hell
favorite
yeah.
artist, you know what I mean? And you want to send a fan letter and you don't have to do that. They're right there. You get to walk up to them after the show and ask for what their Instagram is because that's
Hmm.
that's where we've grown to.
Face those fears.
Yeah, you get to do that and be like, oh, I like your stuff. So
Hmm.
it's a cool place, cool vibes.
I agree with that too, and that's something that can become second nature. Like you don't always have to literally give the performer flowers. You could just tell them they did a good job, or
Yeah.
tell them which part was your favorite. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like the little things go a long way.
They do. And it gives
'Cause-
you as a performer a different kind of um rest on your insecurities
yeah,
and the stuff you be talking shit to your head, the shit that goes on in your head.
yeah. Which those things are true. Some of those
Hmm.
things, you dig? I used to have to realize people don't understand how many hours I've put into this. They only see you in that 10 minutes, that 15
Yeah.
minutes. Like they don't realize how long you've truly been doing this.
Hmm.
But that's also why I had to learn to separate myself from validation and, looking for the flowers and looking for that type of stuff.
Yeah. You do
So
it
it's,
yourself, right?
yeah. So it's easier when you're doing the things you love. It's easy to get up and want to do those things.
Yeah.
But it was just difficult for me to overexert myself in the shit I didn't care about.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I
I
mean? Or
think
if
the
I work for your
best
company and we scamming people, like I can't be passionate about that.
got another one.
I'm kind of salty every time I come in. Every time I see your face, I get a little salty.
Man, that's
That's a
funny.
part of the healing, you dig? But you gotta look in the mirror. Like you gotta look at yourself in
Yeah,
ways that's uncomfortable.
it's uncomfortable to heal for sure, for sure. You gotta be like Issa and the insecure, cussing yourself out in the mirror
Yeah.
sometimes. But
Mm-hmm.
I swear it's a better side. When you get to the other side of that, I swear it's so good. It's so peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
It's so peaceful. To not have shit to worry about, not have to look over your shoulder because you didn't, fuck with somebody the wrong way or the wrong person or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's so peaceful.
I agree. And that life is, as people are learning, is a rite of passage. You can't inherit it. You can't buy your way in. You can't trick your way in. You dig?
Nope, you gotta do
Like
the
you
work.
have to earn it.
Yep, gotta do the
Yeah,
work.
that's powerful. So that's where we're gonna leave it. We usually wrap it up with something you would leave your past self or something you just want to leave the people. Um, you want to go, Twan? I think you went last time,
Yes, sir.
and then I'll go, and then you can send us home.
All right.
I'm gonna leave something to the young people. I'm not gonna talk to the past me today. Uh, um, but I'm just gonna reiterate, basically what I said, a while ago. With challenge yourself every day to learn something new. Um, the way for you to become the best you possible is growth constantly. But you must understand your growth. You know, you must be aware of your growth. And I think the best way possible is, learning yourself, studying yourself, but ultimately challenging yourself. So every day, I want you to challenge yourself to learn something new.
That's powerful. I like that. Um, I'm gonna leave something for everybody. I would say read more. Even if you read already, read more. Like there's so much information in this book, so much inspiration, and a lot of answers to questions that we been looking for the answers for. You dig? So work that into your repertoire. That's all I got.
I am gonna say, pay attention to your body. You know yourself, and you know when something is not right or when you need help with something, and don't be afraid to go get that help.
That's a fact.
That was real. So where can they find you at?
I am on my page, personal Instagram is just Weezy, Weeezee. Um, but I have a TikToky and I have a new Instagram for so far. So go follow those so far sounds underscore Columbus. Um, and help me learn things about TikTok because I don't know none. I was not trying to get on TikTok, but here we are doing it with
It'll be
TikTok.
like that.
With so far. But yeah, it's a brand new. We haven't had so far here for 2 years. So I'm the new one. We just had one show. We got them right now monthly. Come to something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make it happen, people.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're gonna do this again. We always like to bring people back in a more group setting, so it's gonna be like six of us. It's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be real
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
All
But all
right.
right, y'all. Be cool. We out.
Everybody, we signing out.
All right. Bye.